Patrick Bet David and the PBD podcast, they've been on the heels of Candace Owens ever since she's been going in on that protected class, right? Because we know that these people, they're paid operatives. They get paid to say all the things that they're supposed to say. So the minute she was beloved, she was with, everybody was supporting her. Everybody had her back until especially when she was speaking out against the black community. Everybody was championing her cause. Everybody was financing her. Talk about those groups and talk about all that. But the minute she started talking about and going on that protected class, people turned against her. Now, she was, when Charlie Kirk was unalive, she started saying that, she can provide evidence and saying that the story that they're giving is not the truth. And the Patrick Bet David podcast, they share sort of the same audience. So when they decided to go on her, it backfired badly. The audience wasn't riding with that because they was rocking with Candace. They was agreeing with Candace that the story that was told on what happened to Charlie wasn't the story. And she was blaming that protected class. She was showing text messages. She was showing all kinds of stuff. And people was coming out running interference. Like, get this girl. 200,000 people was showing up to see her, to see what she would have to say. So now she start going in on the president of France, the Macron family, right? And she was calling his wife a dude. Basically saying that his wife Bridget Macron is basically a dude. Now they're suing Candace out in the court in Delaware, right? And she's saying that they hired some assassins to come take her out. So Patrick Bet David and them, man, they was chomping at the bit to get her over this. Now she hasn't posted in a while. She went on vacation and they couldn't even wait for her to get back. They went online and said this.
So over the weekend, the political commentator also claimed that Charlie Kirk's alleged assassin, Tyler Robinson, was trained by the French Legion 13th Brigade. Is this what she said? Candace Owens claimed on Monday that the French President Macron and his wife allegedly spent $1.5 million on plot to assassinate her days after she claimed the couple ordered a hit on her life.
Candace is one of the most gifted communicators out there. She's very gifted at grabbing your attention. The flip side to that may be that she's an attention-seeking, spotlight-addicted narcissist who needs your attention and gets off on all the attention. You used the crime novel, was the thing, spy novel?
Spy novel.
It's so funny because I was watching Scooby-Doo the other day, and it made me realize that Candace is like the human podcasting version of Scooby-Doo, where, where are you? I'm going to find you. She has her whole crew, and she deputizes her audience, as Dinesh D'Souza said, and she doesn't need a mystery machine. She's got her podcast and her mic, and she's bringing Twitter receipts, and she's finding clues, and she's finding chicks with whatever she's working on. She always has the answer, and you always have to stay tuned to the next episode where she does the big reveal. And then plot twist, ruh-roh, it was Israel. All roads obviously lead to Israel, of course. Who was it? It was probably Israel. And then much like Scooby-Doo, it's like you would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling fact checkers. So to me, she's so gifted, but at the same time, when they rip the mask off people, I'm wondering, what is the mask that she's wearing? What is she hiding? Because what she's doing is not, she's either the best crime fighter the world has ever seen, or she's gaslighting everybody into believing whatever nonsense she's coming up with.
So I'm no Candace Owens fan at all, right? And this is a COON clash, right? Where you have Pat Bet David and Candace Owens, and they're going back and forth, right? But the dude Adam, his job is to come and destroy her credibility in regards to the protected group, right? He has to come out and run interference. So he's going to say all kinds of things, and Pat Bev, he's going to get out of the way. He's going to act like, hey, I have no dog in this fight. He's going to while on his platform, he's going to let them go in to discredit the things that she's bringing forth. And that's why he's saying the stuff that he's saying, right? Now, this is nothing new, because those of us in the Black First spaces, we've been calling that class out for things that they do for years, right? So now she's echoing the same sentiments and using our talking points that we always been talking about. So we're not shocked by this, Candace. But but what she's saying is there any truth to it? Hey, I don't know, right? But what Adam did was he's trying so hard. Y'all remember he brought somebody on to the show in the past to try to discredit her, to say that her and Charlie, they wasn't seeing eye to eye, they wasn't rocking with each other, they wasn't friends. Y'all remember he did this.
At some point, her credibility, I mean, is going to go down the tubes because she needs to bring receipts. Bill Ackman brought receipts. How long was that tweet?
It's still going. I think
he was there in the room.
Reading it.
Andrew Colbert was there in the room. You're on the board of Turning Point?
Yeah.
Okay. When's the last time you saw Candace Owens?
In person?
Yeah.
2015,
Oh,
2016.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No,
When's the last time she was at a Turning Point event?
Not in many years.
Okay.
But
So let's
you don't
without
even have to
even
do this,
being
Adam.
biased.
There's a
is Candace even involved
there's
in Charlie Kirk's life at all?
No question, proof that Candace Owens is nothing, has nothing to do. She would be in a perfect world if they didn't have this. What I already know was a very quiet breakup where she got too rabbit hole for him. She would be the logical heir to the TPUSA throne, but she's
and
not.
now she's not even invited.
Correct. So this is
So
their divide is.
Wait a minute, not invited meaning
She's not even there.
Yeah, she's not
there.
one of the names
What,
that
you don't think she'll be at the funeral?
No.
That's
I mean,
not the funeral.
The heir to
I'm saying
TPUSA throne.
She doesn't speak at the events anymore.
I mean,
So that's just what it's so good for this to happen because you guys are watching everything that I'm saying and you can watch them lie. Eric Bowling, I just don't even get this one. How can you say that I have not spoken at a Turning Point USA conference in years when I literally went on tour with Turning Point USA on college campuses last year? Like that's just incredible. You didn't know that I went, I was on tour for Turning Point USA last year. You don't remember that happening at all.
This thing is getting so goofy, man. These people are so crazy. So she debunked that because they brought this guy on and told a bunch of lies, and then she came and went right down the line and embarrassed them and made them look stupid. So that handler said, whoa, man. Y'all, you got to bring credible people on here that know what they're talking about because our job, she can't get unalived, but our job is to discredit her before her audience so nobody takes her serious. That's what we have to do, right? So they dropped the ball on that one. So then what they do is they went and got this black radical right pastor. Listen, man. This radical right conservative pastor, right? Black dude. So when you talk about like traitors amongst our group, Candace Owens, this pastor, I go all down the line, man. These people willing to do anything for trinkets or crumbs off the table, man. Anything, right? And I can't believe that in this regard, I'm defending Candace Owens and I'm defending her in regards to the topic that she's talking about, right? And I can't stand Patrick Bet-David at all, right? He's always meddling in our business for something. But these guys wasn't finished, man. Check this out.
Pastor that responded to it at Turning Point USA, what do you call it? Faith. Do you have that video that I think if you go to the video from Faith, Turning Point USA Faith, I'll find it for you if you don't have it. There's a video of this. Go a little bit lower. Pastor was talking. You don't have this, Rob?
Of
that one right
here?
there.
Is
Yeah,
this
if you want to play that clip, yeah. Watch this clip here. So he is at a Turning Point USA event saying this. Go ahead.
So contrary to what Candace Owens is saying, who's spending her time trying to tear down the legacy of Charlie Kirk, fighting against Erica Kirk, his wife. I mean, you have to be cruel and demonic to insinuate the things that she has insinuated over the past several weeks. She's evil. That's what it is. And a big hand clap goes there. Don't get shy on me tonight. I ain't the one. I came too far to play around. It's evil. It's corrupt. It should not take place. She sounds like a jaded person who wish they were in the role that Charlie Kirk's wife is in, but she isn't.
What does that mean?
And so therefore she seeks to tear down his legacy. And at some point, her husband is going to have to walk into that podcast room and start unplugging cords.
Yep.
I mean, by now I would have already done it if it was my wife. I'm yanking cords. I'm shutting down the camera, shut down the ATEM. Sweetie, get up, get out of this room, and can you please help out with the kids? Because this is a dastardly deed that is being done. I thought that the greatest foe that we would have to contend with after the assassination of Charlie Kirk would be the left. but sadly it's friendly fire from the.
So this guy, he's supposed to be a faith leader, the man of God, and he's taking part in the politics of the radical right and the radical left, as if either one of these, as if the true and living Christ walked the earth, he would take sides on either one of these parties. When you talk about sellouts and people that's really, man, listen, it don't have a color on it. It don't have a color. It's just everybody's participating in the sell. I don't even want to get into that part because it gets real deep. But don't trust everybody that look like you, that got your skin color, man. When you're dealing with this, you know, one thing Candace was talking about, how they had an Egyptian spy plane that was following Erica Kurt around for years, and, you know, they was uncovering that. Also, when Charlie Kirk was sending the text, because he was losing a lot of funding because his stance on that protected group started to change, right? He started to change some of his talking points, and he had to meet with Bill Ackerman, and there was things that was going on behind the scenes, and he wasn't sure if he was going to make it, right? She started uncovering all that and started uncovering the text, things that idiot Tucker Carlson would say, right? So, but these guys, because they're being paid to run interference, man, they pulling out all the stops that they can to try to discredit.
Percentages that Erica Kirk is going to sit down with Candace and do a podcast.
I don't know. We're living. Listen, I call 2025 the year of surprisses.
And
we got 1 month left.
And yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens.
I would be shocked to see any interaction between the two, because this is my opinion. Charlie and her were friends. Yes, were. I don't see any evidence that her and Erica were friends. In fact, my opinion, once Charlie got married to Erica, it was kind of like, thanks for all your efforts, friend. Further evidence, if you want to bring receipts. Everybody and their mother literally came to Charlie Kirk's funeral. Why didn't she go? What's the actual reason? Can someone provide the reason you wouldn't go to your friend's funeral? So then she goes to war against Turning Point USA. Then she literally starts questioning the integrity of Erica Kirk. I'm sorry. This is the exact opposite of how a friend operates. That to me is the most disgusting thing. Forget about what she said about Israel and Jews and BLM and liberals. This is friendship stuff. This is friendship stuff. The most valuable currency you have are the relationships you have, your friends. In my opinion, she's burned every bridge she's ever been associated with. Whether that's Turning Point USA, whether that's the Daily Wire, whether that's PragerU, Charlie Kirk, Steven Crowder. I don't know what's going on even in this room, but it's not like we're loving what she's doing these days. I'm asking you a serious question. Who are her friends at this point?
Well,
to me,
do
she's
think
very
has
lonely.
friends. No, I think she's very close with Tucker. I do think she has a group
How many
of
more
friends.
can you name, though? Because she's losing people like Tim Pool. She's losing people like Steven Crowder.
Now, Candace Owens, she clapped back at the Black MAGA pastor when she wrote an emoji, God wants you to clap for me. And but the funny thing was, inside the PBD podcast comment section at that time, if you guys go and check it out, I'm not showing that foolishness. But if you go back and show it, they was turning against them. They was not rocking with them. They was saying all kinds of disparaging things about them because this group is rocking with Candace, because a lot of the radical right now is starting to turn on the protected group, right? They're starting to, as for so many years, that protected group had the support of the radical right and the radical left. The radical right is turning, a lot of them is going against them, right? And this is why you're having a shift amongst the right, and they're having a civil tussle, civil war amongst each other. They're arguing because you have some groups, the Brandon Tatums and the other groups, they are the Tim Pools and all of them, they all over there, still rocking, that 10 toes down. But then you have the other side that's not, right? That's not. And a lot of them are starting to come out against Trump as well, right? So the ship is leaking oil over there. And I think Candace saw the ship, she saw that the ship hit a rock, and it started to leak oil and it started to sink. So she jumped ship early. Right? And, So you starting to see what you're starting to see over there, but you got the people that's being paid to run interference, man, to try to keep this thing going. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all think, man. Especially a lot of you Candace Owens supporters. Let me know what y'all think about this, man. What's your opinion on Pat Davis and his podcast and what they're trying to do? If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV. Leave your comments in the comment section. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.